Here we encounter our first mini-boss. As you can see, she's guarding something we might want. So let's do it. She'll always end up getting the first attack on you. But as long as she doesn't one-shot, you should be fine. Anyways, as you'd expect from a demon yokai like her, she's weak to light. So Reimu's going to be the premier damage dealer. Instead, we're going to have Sanai heal. And you know what? Let's have Tattle. Let's have Aya Tattle and see what's up. Oh, never mind. She's too strong to perceive. Koa Bomber is probably her most dangerous attack, but as long as you keep an eye on certain HP thresholds, like I said, Reimu is probably going to be the biggest damage dealer. So, well, oops, accidentally got Aya to dodge instead of doing an attack. Oh, hey, speaking of, however, I think it'd be better to just kill her this turn. Tengu Kata. There we go. Everyone leveled up. And everyone got a new spell too, to go with it. Oh yeah. On the menu, if your party members are low on MP, we'll get into a pose like this. Anyways, Reimu's got a new spell card, Evil Sealing Circle, which prevents any allies from being afflicted with status effects of any kind. Basically just say no to being hit. Hellfire is the fire equivalent of Cold Inferno. Sanai gets her first buff of her skill set, Wind of Protection, which grants an increased resistance to magic attacks. And Aya gets Target Supervision, or Tengu Supervision, I'm sorry, which makes the ally that she targets go last. This might seem a bit odd to have to make one of your allies go the last in turn order, but again, there is always some creative play you can do with Ayayaya over here. Just telling you, you can escape from a dungeon at any point if you get lost or stuck. These little saving circles act as both save points and full heals for both HP, MP, lives, and bombs. And also, once you activate the switch, you can teleport back to the start of the dungeon. And this layout of teleport, lever, and circle always indicates one thing in this game, and that's that a boss fight is coming up. So, let's get to it. Lady Patchouli, I've brought you some tea. Oh, why thank you, Sakuya. This smells wonderful. What leaves did you use this time? It's a secret. What are you trying to act cool for? Blending tea is something of a hobby of mine. I've been continually tweaking my original blend in secret, and I've just finished it today. So I was thinking I'd have you try it, Lady Patchouli. Oh, you certainly get up to some interesting things. I'm excited to try it then. Here you go then, my special Izayoi blend. Prepare your mold. Oh, definitely. We're giving her asthma with this one. Yes, thank you. Oh my, this is even better than I expected. Well done, Sakuya. Thank you very much. In fact, it's so good, I can't help but wonder what leaves you used. Just what kind of blend is this? Let's see. How to actively identify tea blends. Is that really in there? By the way, Lady Patchouli. What is it? I received a report from another maid a bit ago. It appears they've infiltrated the mansion. Oh my. By they, are you perchance referring to the Hakare Shrine maid in her group? Lady Patchouli, you can't just say perchance. Fuck you, I'm the master of this library. I can do whatever I want. That is correct. So she's finally made her move. Is this in relation to the mist? Most likely. Instant resolution is her job after all. Everyone must be rather mad, having their bodies being eaten away at by a group like this. I don't feel anything in particular, though. Of course you don't. This mist only has an effect on us yokai. My body is in shambles as a result. Are you alright? Speak of the devil. we've run into a troublesome pair. Excuse our intrusion. You're certainly a rare guest, Remu. What business have you come for? You know exactly what I'm here for. We've come to apprehend Remilia. The mistress isn't here in the library. Yeah, I can see that. We don't have the time to deal with you two. We're just gonna pass on by. Hold it. Do you really think we'd let those with ill intent towards the mistress pass? You know, in the first place, I thought our gatekeeper was supposed to be on duty. Ah, her. She was having a nap at the gate. That imbecile. She's absolutely worthless. A gatekeeper, napping. Unbelievable. I wonder, how should I punish her for this? Now, control yourself, Sakuya. That aside, the front door should have been locked. Just how did you get in? We used the emergency exit. Marissa showed it to us. Hold on. What? Why do you know about my emergency exit, Marissa? 'Cause I'm a regular guest, of course? No, don't you of course me! You trespassed without permission to take my books, you damn thief! What? Come on, don't be like that. We're fellow witches, Patchouli. Let's see. How to actively defeat the black thing in front of me. Lady Patchouli, you can't say things like that. They'll get cancelled. I already have 5 accounts suspended, Sakuya. I know exactly what I'm getting into here. Now, please control yourself, Lady Patchouli. We can't have the Scarlet Devil Mansion be getting into another scandal. I'll take this one on the chin, Sakuya. Ooh. The Witch of the Scarlet Devil Mansion versus the serial burglar. Their grudges have hit their peak, at least leading to their fated battle. The conclusion to the Scarlet Devil Mansion serial burglar's story. My paper's gonna sell like hotcakes. I've gotta write this down. Oh, that does sound interesting. Let me see it once it's finished, please. That's enough! Shut up already! Look, we've got business with Remilia. We'll cut you down if you stand in our way. That certainly won't do. I suppose you leave us with no choice. I won't allow you to ransack my library any further. We will protect the mistress. Our first proper boss fight of this game versus Patchouli and Sakuya. As you probably expect, Sakuya is the physical damage dealer and Patchouli is the magic. And as expected of the asthmatic librarian, she is pretty vulnerable. So the first strategy is to focus down Patchouli as fast as possible, since she dies quicker and dealing with one boss is infinitely easier than dealing with 2. First thing I want to do though is pop a buff. We might not be able to kill her in one turn, so it's best that we get that up as soon as possible. She's especially vulnerable to mold. Yeah, had a feeling. Let's try to burst her down with as much physical DPS and general DPS as we can. Oh, she's almost there. Luckily, she's used her turn concentrating, so we should be able to kill her this turn. There we go. Patchy is killed. We did it, Miss Obama. We defeated racism. Sakuya is more of the same, although she can be a bit scary if she pops certain physical attacks, since you have no way of mitigating that at this point in the game. So once more, your best bet is to burst her down quickly. Her skills like Jack the Littlebile and Another Murder can hit multiple times, and some of them can even proc much more damage via crits. So it's best that you don't waste too much time setting things up and just kill her. Makyu. There, we beat you. We're passing through here now. Ow. Fine. We won't stop you. That's surprisingly nice of you, considering you're in cahoots with the culprit and all that. This is kind of weird. Do you have some sort of ulterior motive? Nice. We tried to stop you and you forced us to stand down. Yeah, I guess we did. Go see the truth with your own eyes. I don't need you to restate my plans to me. Come on, everyone. We're going to go see Remilia. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, don't mind me. The Witch of the Scarlet Devil Mansion versus the Serial Burglar. I just figured I'd summarize the showdown of the century that just took place. Oh? Call me the victor of the Witches Showdown in there, would ya? Please don't forget to give me a copy too, Aya. Give me a break. Come on, let's keep moving. Here we are in the Scarlet Devil Mansion proper. While the last dungeon was very straightforward, this one's gonna be a bit more complicated. We're gonna have to do a bit more puzzle solving in order to move forward. We've had to take the long way around, but we finally made it here. All that's left now is to reach Remilia herself. We beat the troublesome sickly girl and maid. The culprit's all that's left now. Well, there's her sister too to think about. I'll take anyone who stands in our way with my Damaku. Nothing in particular to see here, I just think it's fun that you're able to go into boss areas too. Anyways. First thing we want to do here is open up the door to the front entrance, actually. Quickly pop over here. This is just a habit I'm used to from playing this game back in the day. Pop a save point here, just in case. And we're back. Let's head back. We're still in like middle school or something. That's how far back it would be. I suppose. That'd be about 8-ish years ago, I think. 6 to 7 years ago. The magic shield. I mentioned this earlier, but some shields are specific to physical, while others are known to magic. How long have I known of Touhou? It's a good question. Probably around that time frame, like 6 to 7 years. If I said 8 earlier, that was a mistake. It was probably around 6 to 7 years. Now that we're out of the library, the game is starting to amp up the amount of enemies that can show up in any given encounter. Stardust Missile. Stardust Missile. So, now we have Wind of Foresight, which just increases evasion, and Dispel Miracle, which is the variety counterpart to Healing Miracle. Ring of Earth, our first accessory. Every character has 3 accessory slots. This one increases resistance to Earth. As we saw in the Patchouli fight, and you can see down in the bottom right, Aya has a weakness to Earth. But we can plop this down here and we can mitigate that. Vampire Bats and Mora. I have no clue what Mora is supposed to be. There are a number of enemy designs in this game I can't really explain. This Xbox controller is really finicky. It has been for a long time. I've had my Xbox since I was in like elementary school though, so that makes sense. This thing's been through hell. Unlike when you unlock slots through leveling, that is fun. It gives you more customization as you get better at the game while not being too overwhelming at the start. Paralysis, that's an example of a permanent status effect. As long as it's active, you can't do anything. But you can also paralyze enemies, and it's really satisfying when you're able to do that. Especially when you do it on an enemy that normally would inflict paralysis on you. Because they can't do anything. At least as the player, you have the ability to dispel it. The enemies don't have such luxury. Getting a lot of heavy armor equipment, even though we don't have someone who can use them yet. The Ring of Fire. Gives you fire resistance. No one here is explicitly weak to it. However, it's never a bad idea to give someone extra bulk. Stream Laser is a really nice early game skill. Gives you very strong AoE. Extra power. This gives me a chance to talk about this actually now that I think about it. This is the formation screen, which is both where you're able to select the character you want to use, as well as change the formation of the characters. Formations change both how AoEs affect your team, as well as giving them different stats and priority, like aggro, depending on where they're positioned. As it stands right now, I'll go with this team. I'll swap here. The flag square is a bit of something they don't tell you until later. Once you have more than 5 characters, you can put someone in the flag square and they act as the leader. They give a stat buff to the entire team, as well as gain 2 extra skills they can use prior to combat phase. It's basically just a way to have an extra person on your team, which is especially nice for grinding, as it means Well, grinding for a level, I mean. As it means you can keep them in battle without having to worry about them getting absolutely slaughtered. Silver Key. What crimes could keys commit to get them locked up in jail? Not even jail, solitary confinement. They were all by themselves. Ayaya? Aya's last spell. It's just a big beetle. What do you know about that? Aya's last word lets her act twice in one turn. I mean, it makes sense. How do you unlock a key if the key is locked up? We'll need to get that golden key from its jail cell. There we go. With that button unlocked, we'll be able to get that golden key. Golden key. This one was probably a terrorist. Considering the button to unlock his cell was so far away compared to the other key, this guy probably must have committed a felon. For some reason, Destruction Beam doesn't pierce even though as a laser you really think it would. But that's good for me as it means I don't take splash gun collateral damage. Yep, yeah, exactly. Since they don't pierce, this formation isn't really that dangerous to use against them. Of course, that'll become less true once enemy attacks actually do pierce, but for now, we can rest easy knowing that their beams somehow completely miss the person that's right behind them. Or in front of them. It goes both ways, but it still doesn't make it any less weird. Ah, Pot Lid. Only the greatest of shields. It has the chance to block any damage type in the game, but it very rarely actually activates. Since we have 3 extra power points, we can get to a few extra get extra places. Increasing the damage of Love Sign is generally useful, and going forward, Marissa's best use will be Master Spark spamming, so, you know. Unlimited power. Uh-oh. If only new Xbox 360 controllers were easier to come by. Supportive capabilities. Aya is a general better physical attacker. Remi is going full in on her ability to keep the team safe. And Marissa... It's Marissa. What do you expect her to do? But kill shit. Really? Really potently. Ah, speaking of. A volunteer. Thank you for your sacrifice. Be sure to remember you. Oh, Sanae's last word charged. Since we won't get to see its text, what it does is it gives a massive stat boost to all of your ally stats. It's basically Lester Candy from Megami Tensei. Anyways, since we're done with this area of the game, or not this area, this side of the dungeon, let's make our way back and solve the other side of the puzzle. You know, chat, there's something really concerning about the fact that whenever you're driving, you always have to ask yourself the question of, does the person I'm seeing in my peripheral vision know how to drive or not? It is definitely a concern on my mind. It'd be nice if we didn't have to drive so often. I mean, to be frank, all of the people on the road don't deserve to be on the road. I really don't think driver's tests should be a one-time thing. You should have to try to renew them, because the amount of people who very clearly have forgotten some of the most basic rules, but just keep going off of pure instinct alone is abhorrent. You know, it is absurd. I really don't think it should be a thing. Yeah, here, it raises the stats of all your allies by firing a giant laser beam at them. The power of Kaneko compels you, I guess. I'm just thinking of tennis. Yeah, you can tell, it's the Wii Sports mindset. Now, funny thing about Wii Sports, I do own the game physically, and whenever I played it with my family, the only thing we ever played was bowling. But I explicitly remember, me and my sister, whenever we really wanted to manifest getting a strike, ooh, nice fat level up. Whenever we wanted to try to manifest getting like a strike or something, we used to live in an apartment, and the TV was in the living room. It was like right connected to the hallway that had the bedrooms. So what we would do is we would run to our bedrooms, and then holding our Wii remote, and then we would like get into the position with the bowling ball, you know, holding B and all that. Then we would run out our bedrooms, out the hallway, into the living room while like screaming, and then chuck the bowling ball right as we got to the center of the living room where the TV was. It never worked, but it was really fun to try. The people joking nowadays about everything having a fishing minigame, bowling was the original fishing. If you could include bowling in your thing, you had bowling in your thing. You never omitted bowling. Bowling was life back then. And now not even go to bowling in real life. You know what they need to do? They need to combine them. We need to have bowling fishing, or fish bowling. I'm not sure how exactly it would work, but I feel like you could make it work. You know, there has to be a way. There's always a way. Wii bowling, but you're trying to knock over the fish from the one Wii play minigame? Hold on, you might be onto something here. You know, that also reminds me, talking about fishing. Sometimes when I need to take care of my little brother at the mall, we'll go to the Dave & Buster's there, and there's this one arcade machine there that's basically just competitive fishing. One time I was taking fishing. Oh, I cried when I was put on the dock thing. Docks are scary. I can't blame you. Like, I always feel uncomfortable on docks. Feels like I'm always one bad step away from falling in or losing something. Although I tend to get nervous around heights like that anyways. Not even heights, but just areas with like very little protection. I don't really like it. At least me personally. I'm not one of those thrill seekers, I guess you could say. An ocean without the water is just an ocean without the water is just an advanced desert, I think. It'd be just the pits. Well. It seems like we came to the boss. And given with all the signs, I think we have a pretty good idea of who we're going to be fighting, right? The Abyss. They say if you look into the Abyss, the only thing that looks back is Matthew McConaughey. Don't you know, Chad? That's where he lives. They don't show you this on Fox News, but that's where he goes. Every time he finishes a campaign, he just sinks back into the ocean, back to his depths, to rest and recuperate for another day. He's just some politician guy, but don't worry, you're not missing much. Let's just pop all of the equipment we have. No reason not to. Making sure everyone's kitted out as much as we can. Saving, and let's go. Oh, this tea is really good. That's right, it sure is. What brand is this stuff? It's not a brand at all. It's an original tea that Sakuya blended herself. She called it her special Izayoi blend or something like that, I think. Huh. Neat. She's really something if she can make tea this good. Let me have her as my wife. Nope. Sakuya belongs to me. Oh well. You know, you're a rare guest to have here at the mansion. What brought you here exactly? Oh yeah, I guess this is my first time here outside of parties. Anyway, I'm not here for anything big. I fell asleep in a river on Yokai Mountain, and when I woke up, I drifted here to the Misty Lake. Moron. I refute that. Oh, you do? It was the mist's fault, of course. It's not my fault it made me all sleepy. Moron. Oh, come on now. This certainly is frustrating, though. I'm the one who should be frustrated here. No, I'm talking about the mist. Oh? The mist incident. I don't like how it seems to be imitating my scarlet mist. Oh yeah, I think I heard about that incident. And to make matters worse, this mist is affecting even me. How frustrating. Why don't you go punish the culprit yourself then? I want to, but even more frustratingly, even though the stupid mist takes after my own, it's not dense enough to block the sun. So not only can I not go outside under this midsummer sun, but it's like they're giving my mist a bad name at the same time. Nothing could possibly be any more frustrating. This sure has you mad. Ah, so you're the reason that stuff right outside this room was wrecked, aren't you? I was in a bad mood. Sakuya will get mad if she finds out, so keep this between us. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Huh, as much as I love to keep chatting, it looks like we got some guests. It appears so. You guys? Oh, if it isn't Reimu. I finally found the culprit. Culprit? Oh, right. Looks like I found the perfect outlet for my frustration. Huh? Hey, you're here too, Notori? Remilia and Notori, eh? That's a rare combo. What are you doing here? Oh, hey, well, you see, something's happened. That's right, things. Hello, Notori. Oh, hey, Asanae. Thanks for the cucumbers the other day. I had them with Lady Kanako and Lady Suwako straight away. They were absolutely delicious. I know, right? They're Kappa grown, so they're really good. So those cucumbers came from you, huh? Wait. Shut up for a minute, everyone. Remilia, this incident's your doing, isn't it? Oh, why do you say that? Because you've got a previous record. What, with you spreading that red mist and all? So I'm automatically the culprit because there's mist involved? How simple-minded. What happened to that intuition of yours? My intuition is telling me you're the culprit. That's a lie. So if I admit to being the culprit, what happens? I give you the beating you deserve! As the Morio Wind Priestess, I'll exterminate you. You'd get a Master Spark. That'd be a big scoop. I want an interview! Ooh, this sounds like fun. Let me join in too. I'll give you both a beating then. Yep, let's go. Okay then. I'll use you all to relieve my stress. You're gonna help me test my new weapons. The second boss fight, and this one isn't gonna be as straightforward as the previous one. There isn't really a clear target to attack, since both of them are pretty decently strong in their own right. Reimu should be the one focused on Remilia, as Remilia, being the vampire, has a weakness to light. However, Notori is a bit more stingy on her weaknesses, and she's generally tankier too. So, first off, we're gonna want to get started. Unfortunately, I can't pierce both of them with either spell card, so before Marissa does anything too drastic, we're gonna have to kill at least one of them. So in this instance, I'm gonna focus Remilia. Extermination. Let me see if I can't get poison. And we are going to buff up magic attack. That could have been scary. I want to try to conserve Marissa's SP or MP so that way she can utilize her strongest attacks once I take care of Remilia. Water Chase. Good thing I popped res when I did. Oh, that multi-charmed. Oh dear. Alright. So Sanae's dead. Well. Right, let's pop this. Extra damage. Luckily, Spear the Gungnir isn't actually doing that much damage. Water chase again. Let's try to Dream Seal. Oh, not red magic again. Charmed those two. That's a problem. Okay, Aya uncharmed herself. So that was not as bad as it could have been. And Remi's dead. So is Remilia. We're gonna fuck if we ball here. Even though even though two allies are dead, I'm heavily damaged, and Notori is relatively healthy. We don't give up. No poison, but we're final sparking here. Oh, that's huge damage, though. Okay. One more Master Shark should be able to kill. Let's go, baby! Marissa carries. Marissa will always carry. How's that? Admit defeat yet? Yeah, I sure do. You guys beat us. I planned on using you to relieve my stress, but getting beat like that just stressed me out more. You sure wasted a lot of my time. Now then, it's time you give up, Remilia. Put this incident to an end. I can't do that. What's that supposed to mean? I have no intention of ending the incident? Perhaps that's what she means? Looks like you haven't had enough of a beating. No, you've got it wrong. That's not what she meant. Aya, whatever do you mean by that? I'm saying I'm not the culprit. You're not just saying that to get out of this, are you? Why'd you pretend to be the culprit then? Because I was in a bad mood. I just wanted to fight and let off some steam. That's the only reason? That's right. What was that all about? Are you telling me we were just acting as entertainment that whole time? Yeah, pretty much. What a troublesome turn of events. I don't want to hear you calling anything troublesome. I'll write an unflattering article about you, Reimu. I apologize. This isn't my fault. Not only is someone out there imitating my Scarlet Mist, but I'm suffering from its effects too. I get it now. Well, I can't say this is unlike Remilia. I wonder just who the culprit could be then. Yeah, who the heck is it? Do you have any leads, Notori? Nope, not a one. Kappa society totally peaceful. No sign of a culprit among us. The funny. Yokai Mountain's high up enough that the mist isn't doing much to us, so everyone's just watching to see what happens. Isn't that right, Aya? That's right. It's pretty much the same for us Tengu. Lord Dai Tengu ordered me to watch and wait as well. Yeah, you're down here getting directly involved. There's no question as to who the culprit is. If this isn't Remilia's doing, then either Suika or Tenshi must be to blame. Are you sure about that? Oh, Pachi and Sakuya! I'm terribly sorry, mistress. I was defeated and unable to be of any help to you. Looks like you got dished some pain too, Remi. I suppose. So what do you mean by that just now? This mist makeup feels closer to that of a flow of magical energy. And what's that supposed to mean? Could you explain that a little more clearly? What she's saying is that rather than being either of them, this affair is a witch's doing. Ain't that right, Patchouli? Yeah, precisely. Or at least, it's a possibility. A witch, huh? There aren't all that many witches in Gensokyo, so that certainly narrows it down. Even more so if you only consider those powerful enough to cause an incident. I guess I'd leave the forest the magic's puppeteer and the priest at the Mioran Temple? Byakuran couldn't possibly be the one behind this. She cares so much about yokai after all. So it's Alice then? I'm unsure. But I think you'd be wise to head to the Forest of Magic regardless. Magical energy brings to mind witches, and witches bring to mind the Forest of Magic. Even if you exclude Alice, I think it's possible the culprit could be hiding there. Then that settles it. We're heading for the Forest of Magic, everyone. Hold it! What? Pachi, Sakuya, you two go with them. Huh? Us? Yes, that's right. You two are going to punish the culprit in my stead. Remi, I don't want to go outside. Well, too bad. I can't go outside. If you don't take my place, then what am I meant to do with all this rage? I don't recommend fighting her on this, Lady Patchouli. There's no stopping the mistress when she gets like this. Let's see. How to passively defeat the culprit from within the Scarlet Devil Mansion. Hey Siri, how to passively... Is that really in there? I'll be back, Remi. Good luck out there. Instant resolution, eh? Sounds like fun. I don't really want to go home, so bring me along too. I guess I don't mind as long as you don't get in the way. Do whatever you want. Heck yeah! Let's get going then. That's right. Our next stop is the Forest of Magic. Sakuya, Patchouli, and Nitori. And we got extra formations since we have 5 people involved.